Jordan's subjective.
Jordan's subjective.
Jordan's subjective.
Jordan's subjective perspective.
All right, cool. So we can start if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're live with Wolverine. I thought I'd say that. I actually saw some real Wolverines yesterday.
I've been getting that for about a little over 2 years.
I definitely think you look similar to him.
A little over 2 years, yeah.
It's a compliment.
Well, hey, I appreciate it.
Didn't he? I don't know the real actor's name of that.
Fuck.
I can't think of it. Hey, I'll just Google it. That's why we have Google.
Am I allowed to curse a lot?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah, I don't
cool.
care.
Yeah, I curse a lot, by the way. Sorry.
Well, I could say you're.
Fuck.
Wait, what's his name?
Oh, I do know his name.
He's totally Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was funny. I get this. Here's a story.
It sounds like Hugh.
I worked at home. I worked at home, as in Springfield over the summer. I stayed in Springfield over my first summer here, and I worked at Home Depot. And I tried really growing this in. And I grow a lot like on the sides, and then a lot like on the sole patch, but it doesn't connect in the middle.
Okay.
And so this old lady come up to me, and she worked there. She was a cashier. I was a lot loader, and she was like, "I love your mutton chops. They look so good on you."
What is that? Mutton chops?
Mutton chop? Look up mutton chops right now.
Is that what you have?
No. That's what I basically had it at the time, but
oh my god, like Amish, like the side, that reminds me of an Amish hairstyle.
Yeah.
The one I'm looking at, there's no goatee. It's like the opposite of a goatee.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. Well, usually mutton chops are fucking
I could see that cause
sideburns.
Yeah, because you have the sideburns, and then it just kind of like drops down.
Yeah, it does.
But that's a Wolverine characteristic, isn't it? Or is that wrong?
I don't know. I don't.
Here, I'll look up.
I hate Wolverine. No, I don't hate Wolverine. Wolverine's pretty cool.
Hey, that was your Halloween costume.
Captain America's the way to go.
Fair enough. Actually, on the topic of facial hair, good segue right now is I'm doing this experiment, right?
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is down here, I decided, I'm like, okay, I never want hair like where my Adam's apple is.
Okay.
And like just pretty much no neck hair. I like whether I want a clean shave, whether I want some facial hair, I don't want hair there. Like I would love for there to just never be hair there again. So
okay.
What I started doing was plucking the hair right there.
Yeah.
And that's why it looks like I have neck herpes.
Yeah.
Because
no, I got you.
But
I know what happens.
I'm trying to just never to get the hair follicles to like grow again. But I've talked to a few people. I Googled it, and it said if you keep doing it and you're persistent with it, it'll go away forever. But then I talked to this girl who's like, girls know about like waxing and plucking and all that. Something I'm not super familiar with, and she's like, no, it actually comes back a lot thicker. So I don't really know. It's totally a theory right now, but pretty much what I'm trying to do is eliminate neck hair.
Honestly, I would, if I were you, I'd look into laser hair removal.
Laser hair removal?
Yeah, dude. And just put a fucking dividing line on it because...
But that's money.
Because, okay, think about this. Plucking...
That's the recorder, by the way.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Keep your hands away from it.
Yeah, I will.
I'll smack you next time.
Please. You pluck a hair... the hair cell is still there, okay? It just has to regrow, right?
Like the follicle? Like the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still there. It's still in your skin, right? It's still... you know, like... It seems like it doesn't make sense to you.
Well, so whenever you pluck a hair and like it's like almost the root, like the white part at the end...
Yeah.
That's what
that
you're trying
cell
to get.
Still has the ability to have hair in it.
Does it lose the ability if you keep persistently plucking it? Because it just kind of
See,
gives up.
that,
What's the
to
point?
be honest, I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you for a surefire way, just kill the cell and laser hair removal, I guess. That would be my guess.
That's money.
That is money.
This is the college way for now.
Yeah.
I can see myself doing that. I've always been kind of.
That's a very interesting idea. I mean, I never would have.
I've never met anybody who's tried it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna light this candle.
Yeah.
I've had this candle sitting.
I always shave.
lit.
I always do. It's actually funny. I do electric razor, and then I do a single blade on my neck.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We got the candle lit. It's getting sensual.
Oh yeah. My mom, she just bought me a candle from what is it? Yankee candle.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And you can put labels on it for $5. And
What do you mean?
Label, like any sort of label. Like,
anything you want?
Yeah, you put you bring a picture in, and you send it to them, and they do it there. It's like $5, and her picture was the picture of me, Tim, and Gunner holding up our latest conference trophy from lacrosse.
Oh, that's cool.
From our senior year. Yeah.
Custom candles.
Yeah, and she put the picture on it, so we have a custom candle with
I was thinking any word, but that's really cool that you can do a picture as well.
Yeah, dude. So
I thought your mom was just gonna like put some cuss words on a candle for you. That's where I thought that was going.
Jesus Christ.
This is. By the way, does it smell like dog shit down here? Because my roommate's dogs have been shitting down. They will come down here. And
Who
poop,
else has
and
a
then go
dog?
back. Keenan.
I know.
Keenan has two.
Keenan has two of them?
Yeah.
Why did he get two?
I'm not a fan, to be honest. I don't like living with these dogs. I like Keenan a lot. He's a cool roommate. But
you're gonna not. I don't know. Yeah.
we get charged out the ass if we get caught with them too. So it's just like legally.
Well, I mean, it's all him.
True.
So.
All right, new topic though. But Mac Miller died. This is going to be old news by the time this comes out, which is crazy because we figured out like the other day we had a meeting because we're going to start training jiu-jitsu together Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we found this out.
Hey,
like,
thanks for that meeting, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That was productive.
Very Tim would like to get into it if he could.
Okay. I feel like two people would be ideal, to be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like we could find a fourth person who,
Then I'll feel like an instructor
we'll start
at that point with the novice understanding.
Hey,
but.
you and I will start first, and then I'll let Tim know how it is.
Yeah.
Tim jumps into. Tim got the punching bag. He got the headgear, the mitts. He's got everything. We have a full boxing gym. Everything. We have the. We don't have a Muay Thai bag. We have a regular boxing bag.
Totally.
It's a little bit shorter. I don't know the specifics. We don't have a speed bag, but he just jumped right into it. He got the hand wraps and everything. He was like, this stuff is harder than it seems. I think he's hit it one time, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Mr. Sirota, he had a 45-pound bar, a lifting bar.
Uh-huh.
And so I asked my parents for an early birthday present. My birthday's later this month. I was like,
September 25th. I have yours memorized. So I don't have very many friends memorized, but
I appreciate that. And so I was like, hey, can I get a couple plates? And so they didn't really give me an answer at first, but afterwards I was like, fuck it. I'm getting plates.
Plates are more expensive. They're like $1 a pound. That's my research.
Bumper plate. I got bumper plates because I want to. I'll talk about this later. I want to focus more on Olympic lifting and functional training. So different workouts such as deadlifts. Deadlifts are pretty traditional for across the board bodybuilding, athletic training for any sport. Whatchamacallit, weightlifting, actual weightlifting. So, yeah, I don't know. I wanted something that I'd be able to, if I couldn't hold on my back, just drop on the ground and not have to worry about it. And with metal plates on a wood platform, I have a gym, next to Tim's punching bag and everything, and it's set up all.
So you have the actual like wood below it so that you can like power lift? Mm-hmm. Or are you doing?
Well, I have a flat wood platform, just a flat wood platform.
Oh, okay, so like some plywood
just
or something.
a piece of plywood that I found.
Okay,
it's probably
cool.
3/4 of an inch thick, so it's pretty thick, pretty big, pretty heavy. But
I guess sound reduction would be the main.
I don't really give a shit, but it keeps me. It's a flat surface.
Absolutely,
it's not. We have gravel in our garage.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
We have gravel. We have gravel the whole garage, and then we have the flat platform I have in the corner. I kind of have the left corner as the lifting corner, and then we have like the punching bag, and we have some old carpet underneath that. But it has rocks on it now, so I don't understand.
That's cool that you're making like a home gym.
Yeah,
I love the idea of that because I mean that's what I do with this. If you look at the rest of this basement's a shithole. But like I've made this little studio. And
I live in a basement.
This is kind of a cool little studio.
Dude, you should have seen my room in my basement in my house before and after. Mm-hmm. Like if you come look at my room right now, I guarantee you would tell me it's a cool room.
That's really cool to me.
There's still stuff that I do need to do to it. But, like, it's for the most part, it's finished.
But on that topic, I think it's really cool, like with your room and with like
how you can make your own domicile, like create it, like the creative aspect to it and everything.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool how you like. It's just a gravel garage, which is, I mean, that's arguably a lesser garage.
Thank God it's big enough too.
You made something out of nothing. That's really cool.
Fuck, we built. I mean, putting in that punching bag, Mr. Sirota helped us, and he helped a lot.
I'll come over and see it soon.
With the end.
And as far as
actually, you need to teach us because you know a little bit about striking, don't you?
A little bit.
Okay, well, you need to teach us the little bit about striking that you know.
Okay.
Like different, do you know any combos?
Yeah, some basic ones.
Okay, perfect. Please, anytime.
Even just
we'll set up a time.
Like being able to like name like the different kind of punches and what they're referred to, that would help substantially.
All of it.
Because then what you can do from there is once you know like what a 1 is, what a 2 is, what a 3 is, like you can build off that and look at like Google your own combos and then start practicing and becoming like effective at those combos.
Okay.
But one of my buddies, he told me, this is somebody I met training jiu-jitsu with, he told me that what you ideally want to do is get really good at striking at like one specific punch or one specific kick.
Okay.
He's like, I've been training the past 2 years on just 2 kicks. And I was like, wow, that's one individual's take.
Why? Yeah.
My mentality would be more to maybe learn as many as I could and then get good, maybe get as efficient and as competent as I possibly could at like just a few major kicks or what I would find to be most effective or most practical to be used.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of want to know tactics that'll get me out of any bad situation, whether it's physical or strategic, like sleight of hands, like I'm going to sit in the corner of this room because there's a doorway, there's an entrance over here, and there's an exit over there. Shooter comes in, I can run out.
Right.
Stuff like that.
I will say I'm extremely limited with that, but like I could help you substantially.
See, that's more what I'm better at than.
What do you mean?
Than like actually striking the punching bag and stuff like that.
Oh, totally.
Martial arts parts, you know.
That response.
Yeah.
But I think I bought this book. It's like apparently like the best book you can buy for jiu-jitsu.
Really?
I bought it like about a year ago. It's called Jiu-Jitsu University. So I figure for that it'll be difficult because we'll be doing no gi, which like I was explaining to you the other day. It's like gi and then no gi. So no gi will be limited on some of the moves we can make, but we'll be able to at least maybe practice a few like moves and then like kind of roll together.
To be honest, it's gonna take me a while to get to the point where I'm flexible enough to like.
Flexible is everything.
I know. That's like I said. I'm gonna talk about it when we talk about my training, mobility. Dude, I am struggling. I am struggling.
Well, that'll help because you said you want to get better with endurance.
That's why I did want to practice that.
Absolutely.
Because I figure the more mobile I get, I keep up with practice with my endurance, and then train for strength on top of that, and then training for jiu-jitsu will help with the mobility.
Totally.
So.
It's just some basic.
I keep tripping over my words, and I don't know why.
Oh, you're totally fine. I swear there are days where I'm like less articulate than others, and like sometimes it just like the words just flow out of me.
Yeah.
But other times it's just
to be honest,
really struggle to get.
To be honest, if you had a beer right now, I think I could be a little bit more articulate. But
I actually have some upstairs, but I don't feel like walking up there.
No, I don't blame you. I'm not.
I've been thinking about putting a mini fridge in here, but
that would be a good idea.
I have an extra one.
Definitely a good addition.
That'd be cool.
If you ever want help building stuff, putting up shelves, honestly, I build closets for a living, so like I know how to woodwork to an extent. Like that is a very well built shelf, homemade shelf.
Yeah, my mom made it.
Yeah, I can do shit like that.
That's what's up. That's really cool.
But I would just need the tools for it then. So.
Well, you're a tool yourself, so you should figure it out. Figure it out, Pledge.
Dude, I know. Whoops. I know. I mean, like.
Well,
I'm debating. I don't know if I should spend more money on collecting tools or collecting workout equipment. You know?
I would say workout equipment's more practical at this point in life. That's just a guess. That's
miss my dinner. Oh well.
Oh. Shame on you.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, on the topic of being articulate and not, do you want to talk about Jordan Peterson?
Yeah.
Somebody who's impacted both of our lives.
So, do you want to start like what do you know so far about him? Or
well, honestly, a good starting question on the topic I think would be, what's like a big takeaway that you've gotten out of that book? Because it appears from your bookmark right there that you're about halfway through.
I am on Rule 8, and this is called 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson. 12 Rules for Life, an Antidote to Chaos. Great read so far. Jordan, he's a clinical psychologist. He studied at, what is it called?
University of Toronto.
That's where he works. Works at university.
Oh, I'm not sure where he studied, to be honest.
Teaches at University of Toronto.
He also took Timothy... Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
He did what?
Do you know who Timothy Leary is?
No.
He was like a big hippie, very, very backing of the psychedelic movement in the 60s, but he used to work at Harvard, and Jordan Peterson took Timothy Leary's job.
Wow. Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah. Wow. I don't think it was like a direct, like from Timothy Leary to Jordan Peterson, but there's probably some linkage between there. But
crazy.
Isn't that kind of wild?
Yeah. Yeah. But like I was saying, I'm pretty sure you went to Gill. I think it's called McGill or Gill University.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's a very, very prestigious university. He studied there. Did you know whatever that correct curriculum included. Part of which was like actually working at a institutional hospital. And so he draws on a lot of stories, talking about times where, you know, he's dealt with one patient a certain way, and say like they come up and ask him a question, and that question just mind boggles him because he doesn't want to be mean and blunt and like push the person away because, you know, a person who's in an institution is, you know, not mentally, I'm not going to say there, but
not
most likely,
stable.
Yeah, exactly, emotionally stable. So he constantly brought up that question and like was faced that question, you know, how do I not lie, but not tell the truth? You know what I mean? Basically. And so what he said was, he was like, and this is in one of the chapters of his book, he basically said, he said, oh, we're students on this ground, you can't come with us. You know, the person who was institutionalized asked if they could leave the institution with them. He was like, we're students, so we can't do that. Sorry, it's not our fault. And so, like, the ways to his thinking, like, just to everyday problems, well, not just everyday problems, the ways to his thinking should be applied to the way that we approach every single problem. Like, whether that's, like, daily problems, like getting mad over little shit, whether that's political problems, whether that's health problems, mental health problems. And then he's also a clinical psychologist, so he has a lot of, let's see, I'm trying to think, what are they called? Clients. He has a lot of clients. So, like, people who pay him to, you know, try and get advice and help and stuff like that. And so he draws on, like, experience from all of that. And he's a very, 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 very smart guy. He's from northern Canada. I'm trying to think, Fairfield? I want to say Fairview. Mm-hmm. And it's like one of the most northern points in Canada. Basically, all you do is work on oil rigs. And like,
so what's like a big takeaway from that book, you'd say?
Probably the biggest one so far. To be honest, I think it's Rule 5. But it is called it's basically, don't let your kids do something that irritates you or pisses you off, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So, like, don't let a kid do something that you don't like. Let's see. Here it is. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them.
Interesting.
So, the thing, like, so let me explain that chapter. He basically says he constructs this social environment where, like, say a family's out eating and there's like let's see, like anywhere between a 1 month and a 4-year-old, because 4 years, if you haven't, like, taught your kids, like, punished them, like, hardcore punished them before.
I know I've heard him talk about that. Like, he said your main goal as a parent should be to get your kids socially competent by the age of 4.
By the age of 4, exactly. Now, say they're like 2 or 3. Okay, mm-hmm. So in between that developmental stage. Now, he understands going into that social, like, going out to eat. He realizes, okay, they'll act, you know, depending on how the kids are, they'll act decently well for 45 minutes to maybe an hour. You know, they'll sit there, and then people, like, around other people who are there eating, they'll look at them and they'll be like, oh, those are great kids. Like, you know what? Those are, you know, they'll basically be more eager to teach them, talk to them, be nicer to them, stuff like that. And then
like referring to adults.
Yeah.
And also probably their peers as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that exactly too, because their peers, if they don't learn how to share, or if they just keep scratching and biting and hitting kids, no one's gonna want to play with them. True. No one's gonna want to spend time with them. So, like,
so then they're gonna start feeling that feeling of neglect,
exactly.
that social neglect from a very early age, and develop habits that, like,
exactly. They're gonna start doing. They're gonna start doing things that shouldn't. That, what am I trying to say? They're going to start doing bad things just to do bad things, I would say. Is how I would put it, I guess.
What's the, like, motivation behind that, though?
The motivation would be just the neglect.
Oh, in a result of being neglected?
As a result. the neglect from the neglect. I think people will do.
Sorry, just stumbled.
No, yeah, I am stumbling a lot.
No, I mean, it's probably a very complex chapter to like, especially to like regurgitate that information.
Yeah,
Shit's
it made a lot more sense when I was reading it in my head.
No, to be able to like listen to what the points he's making, and then to like actually like regurgitate that information is really difficult. It's hard.
Rule number 4: compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. I mean, I don't know how much explaining that really needs.
That's a good point.
I mean, because go ahead.
I like to. I mean, as you and I both know, like a very big influential person on like why I started this podcast. Contrary to what some people might believe, it's not the only reason, but a big reason behind the push and the reason that I started this podcast was because of Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think it'd be unfair for me right now at this point in time, who I am at 22 years old, to compare myself to this very professional podcast.
Yeah.
Where he's at, who he is, and how much information he has in his mind, his philosophy, his approach. Like, there's just so much of a gap of time, that I just haven't had to learn.
Time and experience, man.
Exactly.
Like, and dude,
it'd be unfair
a lot
to myself.
That's a lot what I'm worried about with getting into the military too. Mm-hmm. Being a 22-year-old, I wanted to join right out of high school, so 18. So like, I most likely would have gotten to do, what I wanted to do, which was Marine Corps infantry. You know, get deployed, break down doors, be the first guys in, you know. And I still want to do that, but it's going to be a lot harder for me at my age because, well, if I started at 18 and actually joined, I'm 22 now. If I did a 4-year contract, I'd be getting out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or if I extended it, whatever. But yeah, I just it's weird to think about. I brought that up with my dad, and he was not happy about it. I was like, you know what, Dad? I could be choosing colleges to go to right now because I spent 4 years in the military already.
At least you have the degree, but that's a good point.
Well, dude, a degree in criminology.
I mean, that was your choice.
Dude, degrees in general, like, unless you're like some like biologist or like medical person or I would say technical person. Technical in the sense that like information technology, computer science. You know, I don't think that like. I think there should be more of a boot camp. They call it police academy, but I think it should be more of a boot camp where it's like, I don't know, a half a year long. Because I mean, like,
how long is the police academy?
I want to say 3 months.
Okay.
2-3 months, I think, is how long my sister went. Or actually, maybe it was 6 months.
But does that graduate you to like an officer?
Yeah,
or like,
that graduate. Yeah, that
like having the degree,
start to finish, officer. Yeah.
Through just the academy, or with the degree and then the academy?
Going through the academy is how you get in now. So, but like with the whatchamacallit, the boot camp that I'm talking about. Yeah, that's with more of a I would
what are you
say,
referring to, the police force or the
I would say
military?
criminology degree. Well, I'm police force definitely, but
so there are benefits to
I would say having a separate school for people who want to do like policing and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like people,
instead of a college degree.
Okay, absolutely.
That
was really hard. That was really hard to kind of how do you say articulate. That was really hard. That was really hard for me to articulate and like compare compare and contrast.
So with your desire to join the military and to join the police force,
Yeah.
do you think you have an obsession with justice?
See, that's the thing. Like I said before we started recording, I'm pretty sure, like, I want to do bad things to bad people that did bad things to good people. And I think that there's a lot of people out there like that, and I think that that's frowned upon, like, just wanting to do bad things in general. Like, especially to people who did bad things. Like, no, we shouldn't just punish them. Like, we shouldn't, like, kill them or anything.
How frowned upon is it, though? Because, I mean, Dexter was a pretty popular show.
I mean, yeah, but it was a show. It wasn't popular.
But the concept, do you think that concept's appealing to people?
Yeah, but I don't think it's realistic.
Okay, but what about the mentality and, like, the concept of doing bad things to bad people? Like, do you think that's actually...
Okay.
It's probably... Like, I would argue it's getting more socially acceptable, maybe because of the show, or...
Yeah.
Or maybe not more, but I would say it's pretty socially
Yeah,
acceptable.
I guess I would say that's like Dexter, minus all the freaking cutting and whatnot.
All the morbid...
all the morbid stuff. There's like a more formal process. That'd be nice.
You start getting really in depth. It's like, yeah, I wanna cut people open. I want bad people though. I want to clarify, bad people. I want to cut them open.
Proven
I
bad
want to
people.
grab their heart. I want to pull it out of their chest.
Yep, exactly. Dump them in the ocean. Yep. Freaking.
You start getting off like, dude, like, I'm just like, yeah, I get it, Monty, I get it.
Yep, exactly. But, like, yeah, getting back to that, like, justice point, like, justice is a gray area, like, has a huge gray area because everything is so complex.
Absolutely.
Everything is so complex. The reason behind someone's actions, whether it's a chemical imbalance, whether it's a past memory being brought up, whether it's implicit bias, which is, like, say they remember someone who looked like someone who did something to them, so
they don't like them.
Yeah, so they don't like them, or they decide to hurt them, stuff like that. Like, you gotta try to understand both, like, the person who is delivering the justice and then the person who is perpetrating it.
Okay.
And
I feel like it's difficult to understand the person that's perpetrating it. That's a very interesting part of human psychology.
The only difficult, I think, as far as I know now, the only difficult thing really about it is just kind of how complex it is, really. How many, because, people do shit just to do shit sometimes. Like, there's no rhyme or reason,
There's no motivation at all.
No.
Wow.
No.
That is,
Yeah.
So
whereas other kids, there's a guy, what is his name? Ed something. He was a killer from the 60s or 70s? 60s to 80s. And he killed 4 women, decapitated them, cut off their hands and fingers, and, did shit with it, kept their heads. And he got away with it for a long, long time. And they interviewed him afterwards, and they asked him why he did it. And he was like, well, they all reminded me of my mother. And what his mom used to do was, basically his dad left his mom. And so the boy reminded the mom of the dad. So she would lock him down in the basement and make him sleep down there every night. Physically, push him down there and lock him and stuff. And things like that. So abusive past, I guess.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be interesting part of, the criminal psychology and, exploring the mind.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love shows like, what is it? Unabomber. Have you ever seen that on Netflix? Great series.
Really?
Yeah. Gets into this new form of criminology. It's called linguistic analysis.
Okay.
And basically, it's like, say like I'm writing like death notes with bombs. Like, it's how they caught the Unabomber, but it also gave birth to this brand new type of investigative tool. Say like I'm sending out 7 or 8 different bombs and then like 3 or 4 notes. Now, if they compare the notes and find similarities, and then they eventually somehow find a suspect or like bring them in, and then they have them write something down, and then they can compare that, or they can compare it through records and stuff like that.
So the concept of like maybe a similar voice or similar handwriting or something.
Similar handwriting, similar usage of words, similar phrasing, grammar.
I don't understand the motivation of writing a note. It's like they
writing a note,
like writing a note and then bombing somebody.
It's
like they want to get caught.
That's for people who like are very, very smart, and they want to
leave traces.
From my understanding is they want to let everyone know how smart they are, and they want to let everyone see them getting away with what they're doing, if that makes sense.
Oh, so that people are like, fuck you, like, I can't believe you guys are doing this.
Well, not like that, but just like...
And like it's not to anger the public at them.
No,
it's more of just like a...
It's more of just an egotistical maneuver.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
There's people like that, yeah.
So they intentionally leave traces?
Yeah, some people do.
Bit?
Some people do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Criminology is interesting. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So with your
some of it.
I'll speak for your obsession with justice. Like, how would you define justice?
How would I define? Oh shit! Because
it sounds
that is tough.
It sounds like you would want justice, like to eliminate as much bad as you can humanly possibly do.
Yeah,
to the best of your ability, however you define something to be bad. So it sounds like it's good intention or well intentioned.
Yeah.
So that you are making an impact greater than yourself.
Yeah.
That you can be happy to leave the world with.
How would I define justice? Man, that's a tough question.
It's really.
I really do agree with what you laid out there. But like I said, like both sides run so deep where it's like sometimes the lines get blurred and to see what's good and what's bad. But I guess, I mean, I would define justice as people getting what they deserve. And by that, people, say they're doing a certain action and they get a certain result. Well, then that's justice.
Okay.
It's kind of simple, but
yeah, that's interesting. Like just however you want to make things even.
Because the way I look at it, no matter what, people have a choice. Like say like we both sit down and like I offer you meth. You have that choice whether to take the hit of the meth or no. It's a choice. You can choose yes or no. You go over the consequences, you go over the pros, the cons, everything. You think about it, and then you make your decision.
Which would be yes.
Okay,
if you have some meth.
Okay, perfect.
Seriously, let me know.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll call 911, and yeah. No, I wouldn't tell. But, yeah. I mean, I guess I look at it somewhat simply, but like, when it comes to like actual policing and like serving warrants and like patrolling streets, like, excuse me, it's so complex.
Yeah,
like say there's like gang violence in the area, say like some neighbor doesn't like the other neighbor, say like some neighbor's dog is annoying like another neighbor, shit like that. Like that's all what like a cop has to kind of deal with, all while running around looking for dangerous people with warrants, depending on the area. Looking for dangerous people with warrants, pulling over cars with expired tags, pulling over cars with no tags. you know, I mean,
A lot of your mind is a police officer.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot to do. Like when I go for ride along, I've been with 2 ride alongs.
I was just about to ask you.
and I gotta go. Oh yeah, I got stories for that.
Oh wow.
But I want to go on one in Springfield. Springfield's the only town where I haven't been on a ride along, but I kind of want to. I need to get in touch with one of my teachers, one of my past teachers. I've had the chief of police teach a class, and then every criminal justice major has to take that class.
Okay.
And then I took this other criminal investigations class.
I heard there was an episode of Cops or something along the lines of like Cops being recorded in Springfield exclusively.
Live PD.
That's what it is?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
So literally, the person with the camera sending the satellite feed to your TV. Live action.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Here in Springfield.
You know Adam Nayert?
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
got pulled over on his bike.
Oh really?
But it wasn't like cool. There wasn't a chase or anything, so it wasn't like cool enough to like put on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still recorded. That's cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
Dude, so
Wow.
yeah, fucking crazy.
We just see Adam on there, like he's
Christ.
riding his motorcycle, shooting up meth or shooting up heroin, just riding.
Fucking popping shots behind him. That'd be crazy.
It's like, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah, great company. That reminds me of that Daniel Tosh joke. Have you heard the one about his mom?
No.
He was like, I hate it when people get interviewed after some tragedy happened, and they say, I could never expect that person to do that. Like, say, like a school gets shot up. I could never see little Jimmy shooting up, 50 different people.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, are you kidding me? I could see my mom, like, taking a bulldozer to a nursery during hours just because of some small inconvenience. Something like that. Just a lot funnier.
That is a funny comparison, though.
But yeah, it's something like that.
It's like, I could totally see that happening. I could totally see that person doing it.
Yeah. So, exactly. That's kind of why, like, I don't know. I'm not surprised anymore. I'm not surprised by people's actions anymore.
I think we're all crazy.
I have no expectations.
Okay. Regardless of the individual?
I don't call them expectations. They're kind of like they're more like strategies in the sense that, like, if this person does this, then I'm going to do this. If this person does this, then I'm going to do this.
So what's an example?
I don't know. I really have to be faced with, like, a situation. I'm trying to think. I gotta think of one. So, like, say, like, walking into Strong Hall.
Uh-huh.
Say, like, people are coming the other way. You are just about to reach the door handle, and then you see people coming the other way. Do you open the door, go in, and then hold the door? Or do you open the door and keep going, and then just let the other person keep going? Just stuff like that.
So, like, anticipating all these events and
more
okay.
more anticipation.
So anticipating, like, the possibility of the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of do that a lot.
I mean, there are benefits to that thinking. Like,
I mean, not for a 22-year-old college student.
I mean, sometimes it's irrational, but, like, a good example of this is last semester I was walking across the street, and what I was doing is I was crossing, and I was good to cross on a crosswalk, and this this girl, yep, and this girl's looking over to her left, and then before looking over to her right, she starts gassing it. I anticipate it because I for whatever reason I was just thinking, like, oh, like, there's a possibility this girl's going to go. And
especially,
she starts
in
to.
Springfield. Yeah.
True. Well, as a college student, but
yeah, okay.
I actually hold this exact water bottle right here.
Yeah.
Out, and it was my left hand, luckily, which is the side that she like was hitting me on. And I kind of threw it at her so that hopefully she would hear my water bottle before she saw me. Like just any way I could like reach her sensory factors because I anticipated this.
Yeah.
And then I was able to.
I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Sweep my legs up, and then jump, kind of like almost jump like a not track star, but a track.
I know what
somebody running track up onto.
I jump.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, onto the car.
Onto the car.
And then I slide up her car, and then she sees me, brakes, and then I slide right back down, land right on my feet.
Jesus
with the backpack on. Dude, I was with my laptop too. Like the laptop was fine.
That's crazy.
I was fine. No injuries, nothing.
That is crazy.
Like my coffee spilled. That was all that happened.
Holy shit.
Like, my point is that there are benefits to that kind of thinking of like anticipating like
there are
chaos to happen at like any given moment.
Like
I would be like my legs could be fucked right now.
Like when I walk with a significant other in a public space and we're holding hands, like sometimes like I'll switch sides with them, or I'll like tug them, or I'll put them behind me like purposely, you know. Like, most recently when I was in Copenhagen, the night that my friend and I went out, some of the parts of the city were really crowded, like to walk through, like shoulder to shoulder.
Oh wow!
So like I would grab her hand and I would like keep her close behind me, you know, and then it'd open up and then then we'd both open up and whatever, you know, just stuff like that.
Okay.
But, you know,
kind of like
that's
protective of her and you.
A little bit, yeah, pretty much. I mean, just expecting something, like, you know, who knows?
It's a good point. I mean, we're all vulnerable.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to have like a certain amount of that thinking, like. Because otherwise you're like way more vulnerable if you're not kind of anticipating.
Some people have too much, and then some people do it too often to where they can't sleep. So, you know.
At least you're not naive.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. Very true.
You've accepted bad shit that could potentially happen to you. Good realization, I would argue. That's a good realization.
I wake up every day realizing I'm gonna, like, I could die.
Well, going back to the like Mac Miller passing away recently.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird whenever like celebrities die, because these people that we hold almost larger than life, they pass away, and then for some bizarre reason it almost reminds us of our own mortality.
It seems like people realize that like people who have money. Seems that like the general public think that having money makes you invincible, if like physically.
Money and fame.
Yeah.
Money, fame, girls, anything like desirable by them. If they lack it, they're like, oh, he's immortal. He's immortal. Like he's larger than life.
Nope, won't die. He's got bodyguards. They got guns.
It's almost like these people that we hold like to such a high esteem.
Yeah. And
like almost higher than ourselves. They pass away, and then it reminds us. It's like, oh my goodness. They're gone. What's going to happen to me?
Yeah.
Wake up, bitch, because we're all going to be dead. We're all going to be dead in 100 years.
Yeah.
So, accept it.
Yeah. It's true. That's why I want to do what I want to do, which with the military. So.
Make a difference.
Well, not necessarily make a difference. Well, a little bit of make a difference, but also just to experience that part that not many people get to experience.
Why do you have that attraction to it?
I mean, okay, so think back to 1940s, 1916, 17. You and I would be in a trench with rifles, with trench foot, and, you know, we'd be wearing the same clothes for probably a month straight. And we'd be freezing, and we would be getting ready to jump over the top of the trench to charge across the battlefield to attack the other trench.
To no man's land.
Through no man's land, yeah. So, like, kids our age, we don't understand how good we have it. Like, even think back to the Vietnam draft. Like, dude, people, like, there were a lot of people who were like, no, fuck that, like, I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. There were politicians who were like, who got their sons out of it. Fuck them. But there were guys who were like, yeah, all right, let's go. And then, you know, they made a military career out of it. You know,
it sounds like what you're looking for is like almost a deeper appreciation for like what you have now.
What do you mean?
Like, so that whenever you experience like how, I guess, just the morbid, like, just terrible side of humanity, like the violent side, you can come back and almost appreciate like everyday life a little bit more. Would you say that's a little bit, or?
Yeah, I think it's very important to be balanced. In the sense that like, there's a saying, I'm just as willing to take a life as I am to save one. Or the actual saying is, I'm just as able to take a life as I am to save one. So, but I kind of switched it.
Just as able to take a life as I am to save one.
Yeah, so like someone who's like really trained in combat and stuff like that. So,
well, this is something that Jordan Peterson talks a lot about. Is like this to have this like
this internal drive to like I know what you're talking about.
To be like capable of terrible, malevolent things.
Yeah.
But like not to be able to contain that, but like still have it capable.
Exactly.
Like that's the kind of like masculinity that he kind of preaches.
Yeah, that was like the with the Tosh joke that I brought up earlier.
Oh, so like pretty much Tosh is more accepting that like like everyone's capable of these school shootings.
Exactly.
Everybody's capable of all this shit.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's what a lot of people missed, and they were like, "Oh, he joked about the school shooting. Fuck this guy," you know. So, I mean, like, like I said, I'm balanced. Like, I'm not too worried about meeting. By the way,
okay.
If I show up late, whatever.
Cool. I'll probably want to finish up in the next like 10.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool.
So, like, if someone is capable or able of taking, you know, doing bad stuff and still being able to control it, like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, you know, they tell themselves, oh, not me, I would never do that. Like, Jordan Peterson uses this specific example, and it's from the USSR. Not sure the exact date, but it's called the dekulakizations. And so the kulaks were a class of farmers.
Okay.
And the USSR was complete communism, okay? And so basically the kulaks produced, I want to say 90% of Ukraine's grains, 90% of Ukraine's food.
Wow.
One of their foods.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Close to 90. And then the people from the USSR came in and were like, they went to the other people, the non-kulaks, and they said, hey, you see that person over there? See how he's doing better than you? See, well, all that stuff that he has is yours, and you have every right to go take it back. So they, like, literally wiped out a race of a class, technically, a class of people.
Wait, is this all within Ukraine, or is this within?
This is in Ukraine bordering Russia, around there, yeah.
But like it's all happening within the same country.
Yeah,
so that
USSR.
Like, the lower classes, like the classes that experience
so
more
the people,
inequality.
so the farmers who are not doing shit and who are just getting drunk, they just got the green light to go fuck up the people who are actually doing well and producing everything, and then it killed. That ruined the 90% food production, so that led to millions of deaths throughout Ukraine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much saying like, oh, you supply all the food, you supply the food that these people are eating, and then they were almost, since they experienced like the worst of inequality, and they were on the lower half.
This is like serious communism. Like, this is why I'm I'm really freaked out.
So they were getting angry.
Communism.
This is like very prevalent to the socialist movement in this country, because
those Shea Guave shirts.
People are getting mad about
Guva,
like
whatever the fuck is.
They're getting mad about powerful men. They're getting mad about powerful men, but really all power is a result of competence, which is something very necessary in society.
Yeah.
They're mad at authority and power, which is just a result